Well, hello, my friends. It's Matthew Street. Welcome to my channel. And a little bit of a different perspective this time, folks, for this video. This is basically a show and tell video. Now, you might remember not too long ago, and I will put the link to the original video below. I did a video about an upcoming wink, wink, nod, nod, quote unquote, fan club only new Beatles release that was coming out by the Trademark of Quality label, and here it is. I have finally received my copy of the Beatles Live in Essen, Germany, 1966, a soundboard recording recently discovered. Now, folks, I was so excited about this, and if you remember that video I did, I was just pumped up over the fact that all these 60, almost 60, if you go from 1966, almost 60 years later, we are still discovering and receiving new Beatles material. It's absolutely unreal. So here it is. It finally came in. Now, I have several Trademark of Quality releases, and they all come in this type of setup. It's like a paper book type setup. You do get this plastic sleeve, which it came in to protect it. I took that off. There's a little sticky strip on it. And basically, here's the cover, all right? And then the back side looks like this. Now, you should be able to read that, but you have disc 1 and disc 2. Disc 1 has the Essen concert, the rough mix, the rough version. And then below, they give you as a little bonus the Circus Crone material, so you're getting 6 songs from that. And then disc 2, you're getting a remixed version of the Essen concert, soundboard quality. And then below, they throw in Blackpool from 1965, Big Night Out, or Blackpool Night Out, I'm sorry. You get a few songs from that. Now, the Beatles Live in Essen was on June 25th, 1966. And for the first time, they're claiming here it's available in great or excellent quality. All right, you see all that. Here's the front. Now, when you open the book up, they don't stick the CD in, but if you notice over here, it says place disc 1 here. All right, so basically here's disc 1, and it would be like this, you know, but they don't put a sticky tape on it or anything. It's in a plastic sleeve, and it's like an orangey color, and that's basically it. Trademark of Quality. So there's disc 1. I'll put that over here. Again, you get this great image of the guys. I don't know how that's translating. You know, actually, let me lift the camera up a little bit. Hey, I'm new at this, folks, so let me get the camera up a little here. All right. Oh, disc 2 just slid out. Oh, well. On the fly, folks, on the fly. We'll get to that, right? Okay, so you get this great picture of the guys here, place disc 1 here. Then you get a nice dissertation talking all about the Beatles' groundbreaking, 66 LP Revolver. And I'll put it like this. So if you can read it or you want to freeze it, feel free. I know there's some shadowing and whatnot, but do my best here for you if you want to try to freeze that to read it. So it talks about, what they were doing just prior to the big world tour, what's on the set of Essen and that world tour. The next page here, again, some great images of the guys talking about different things that are happening, what they did that day, how they were driven to the gig, what the gig was like, what happened after the show, the press conference, it's all there. Next page, they talk about the press conference and some of the questions. It just goes all through what was happening around that time and asking them questions about their time in Hamburg back in the early 60s, and now here they are back, and how they felt about it, going back to the old Star Club days in December 62. So there's a lot of good stuff to read. Some great pictures here of them backstage and whatnot. Real nice stuff. Go on to the next page, and just talks about them in general in 1966. Marriages, the Beatles at Shea Stadium the year before, and also in 66, they were back at Shea. Disappointment at the Grammys, more popular than Jesus, and the big world tour announced in March of 66. So you're getting all that. Again, if you want to freeze, try to zoom in, whatever you want. Talking about the Butcher cover, what happened during the recording for Revolver, their final live scheduled UK appearance in May of '66. You remember that? That was a great one at the NME New Musical Express concert. That was a great show that was never unfortunately videotaped. Great stuff about the Beatles' take on Top of the Pops. Paul McCartney bought a farm. The world tour commences in Germany. So great stuff there. And it's just a lot to read and learn in these little TMOQ publications and these releases. The tour moves to Tokyo, the Philippines tour. What happened there? The end of touring. And the Ivor Novello Awards, the final U.S. tour, obviously. And then you go to the last page, talking about John Lennon meets Yoko, back in the studio for what would become Sgt. Pepper, and then in summary of 1966 and what a big year it was, big change year for the Beatles. And then again, on the back cover, here's disc 2. And I'm going to tell you what's on all the discs in a second. And then place disc 2 here, but you'd be foolish to glue it in there. And then showing the cover of the tour program. And then here's the back. So again, like I said, on disc 1, that first orange disc, you're getting the Essen concert soundboard, recently discovered, rough version. And on disc 2, in the green one here, you're getting Essen, but it's the remix version. And then, as I said, down here, you're getting Blackpool Night Out. Now, quality-wise, I got to be honest, I didn't notice too much of a difference between the two Essen versions, the rough version and the remix version. Unless it's my ears, I didn't hear a real big change. Maybe a little better quality on the remixed version. They maybe cut out the audience a little better on this one. But I don't want to be, tell you a falsehood here. So I don't want to say, oh my goodness, the remix version is like digital quality. It's unbelievable. Nah, they're all very listenable. They're certainly not 2025 quality, but they are very, very listenable. And being a soundboard recording from 1966, I really enjoyed it. I have to say, the listen of these two discs, Matthew Street gives a thumbs up. All right, they were a lot of fun. Crank up the volume a little bit, and it's really booming. You do hear the voices very well. Instrumentation is a little muted, but still very listenable. And, of course, you get the bonus discs. Those sound about the same as we've always heard them, the Circus Crone and Blackpool Night Out in '65. So they're both great. This says the enhanced vocals version on Circus Crone. It sounded pretty much the same to me, but still good, listenable. And the same with the remix version of Blackpool Night Out. Very listenable and sounded about the same as I've always known it. So, folks, I can't really tell you exactly where I got this because, I always seem to get in trouble when I give like the outlets where I go to. So again, all I can say is put into your search engine, you want the trademark of quality 2-disc set of the Beatles live at Essen, recent soundboard discovery. It's been remixed, it's been cleaned up, it sounds great. That's it, folks. Hope you enjoyed this, and I'll put the link to the original video below. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.